Alright, welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to forego the running video, only because as I was test driving it, the gear sounded a little dry and I don't want to do any damage to this right off the bat. Okay, so I'm going to take the gears apart, see if there's any grease in them. I'm also going to check the shocks because this thing just wants to roll over. So let's go ahead and start taking it down. I'm going to work on the shocks, the differentials, and maybe the transfer case. Hopefully I'll get that done today, and we'll have a run video by tomorrow. Okay, so it was only 6 screws to take the body off. 2 up here, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the rear. I already took the liberty of taking one of the shocks apart. It's plastic. Looks like there's an O-ring in there, but it's hard to tell. There's 2 O-rings here. So what I'll probably end up doing is adding some O-ring grease on here, maybe help it seal up a little, and then I'm gonna fill it with some 30 weight oil, see if it holds, see if it helps. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this one up and compare it to one that I haven't added any oil to. Okay, so after taking the front and rear shocks off, just so you're aware, the rear shocks do have a heavier coil on them. Don't put them on the wrong way. These 2 are filled already, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time telling whether really making a difference. We'll see once we get them on. I did notice that the front shocks were leaking a little bit, or appeared to have leaked. There wasn't a whole lot of what you would call oil in them to begin with. So let me go ahead and finish this process up, and when I'm done with it, we'll move over to the axles. Alright, I went ahead and I took the rear screws off, but I've yet to open it up. So let's go ahead and see how much grease is in there. There's no grease in there. There's this. Alright, so we're gonna head and put our ever trusty marine grease in there. And, oh, yeah, we're gonna check the front ones too. Now that we're all greased up, I don't know, is that too much grease? Is that not enough grease? We'll find out. We're gonna go ahead and cover her up, take care of the front axle, and then check the transmission and reduction gears. Much like the rear differential, bone dry. So we're gonna go ahead and grease this up, reassemble it, check our reduction gears, and finish off with the front differential. After that, we'll just put her all together and get her ready for a run video. Well, we got the reduction gear box apart, and also really dry. There is a little bit of grease on there, but probably not enough. So we're gonna go ahead and grease this up as well. And I'm sure the front differential is going to need it too, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that like I mentioned before. Well, as to be expected, the front diff is also bone dry, so we'll go ahead and grease that up. That'll be the last thing to be greased. We're going to reassemble and then go for a test drive. Alright, now that we have everything greased and reassembled, one last thing I'm going to do is add these little pieces of rubber in between the body and the chassis, and hopefully these rubber pads will mitigate some of the sound transfer from the chassis to the body. That in combination with the greased gears should be a much quieter ride. Let's go ahead and finish it up, get the body back on. Alright, we got her all back together. We're going to go ahead and button her up, get a battery in it, and we'll have some run video for you tomorrow. So until then, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.